Okay.
Good evening.
What the fuck is this?
I'm already into the
There's
420.
nothing on it.
So what are you doing? Nothing. Why not?
I'm trying to get on this Lifestyle Radio website.
Sounds like a cool website.
Yeah, it's alright. Oh, wait, I might have it.
You might have it.
You're listening to Lifestyle Radio.
The opinions expressed during this show are those of the individual participants and do not necessarily reflect the opinions of their associated organizations or Lifestyle Radio.
You like music, you like weed, well, we gonna be good friends indeed. This is how much I like more than smoking trees. They'll make you dance the do-si-do and teach you how the chiva grows. Smoke a bowl on the 420 radio show. On Lifestyle Radio.
We should all howl that one day.
Oh.
For Halloween, we'll do that.
Okay. Howling on Halloween.
Howling on Halloween. This is the 420 Radio Show. We are live here at 420radio.ca as well
Friday
as
night,
on Facebook Live. What was that?
What day is Halloween this year?
I don't know.
It's a Sunday.
Oh, bull. Fucking.
Oh, we'll do a Halloween show before that, though.
Yeah, because we like to play the Monster Mash.
Yeah.
The Monster Hash.
So,
and pumpkin spice joint.
I'm hoping that Ernie shows up. He's got all the links and things like that. We'll see. Otherwise, we'll just, continue doing what we're doing.
Because he got high.
I'm watching a bunny and a bird eat my
robot. Mary Jane.
Yes.
That bucket is anywhere from a 10 to a 12-liter bucket.
Okay. But that's liters, not gallons.
Start at the beginning, Mary Jane, because we were doing the introduction and nobody heard what was going on. You asked about Mantis because the guys are doing.
You guys, you say it's 5 mils per gallon, right?
No, 5 mils per liter.
Per liter. But then all I have is this red Velita bucket that has no indications on anything other than on the inside.
So use some pop bottles and measure what you've got, and then you'll know how much can fit in there.
Yeah.
So here's an easy way to do it, MJ. Go buy yourself a couple gallons or a couple 4-liter jugs of water.
Mm-hmm.
Keep the jugs.
Okay.
I have
those.
That's what I use.
I have a 5-gallon. I have a 5-gallon jug that I use only for food.
You know, as I'm sitting here listening, I'm like, even a pop bottle is 2 liters.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't drink pop, but
I was going to mention you can find a pop bottle out in the street.
Yeah, recycling day.
But if it's full of yellow water, don't take that one. You'll see those ones along the side of the highway.
I just taught somebody the other day that is not Coke that has lost its color.
No.
So you can do that, but just think, because the reason I use a gallon jug, MJ, is because when your plants are in flower, and if they're in 5-gallon pots or even 10-gallon pots, when you're feeding, you don't want to give that plant, even a big mature plant, any more than 2 gallons of nutrients a day.
Okay, so it's funny because I thought I had burnt them. I think I'm just drowning them because I'm not even. They get super wet and then they get really dry.
How quick though?
Well, it's because I forget for a couple days and then I go down and my plants are dry.
But it's a couple days between waterings though.
Yes.
Okay, well then you're not drowning them.
Okay.
You may be
probably starving for water.
I do that. I treat my plants the way I treat myself. I eat a lot and then I don't eat, and then I eat a lot and then I don't eat.
Yeah,
what's going on in your media though? What's going on in your soil is you got a lot of food in there, and your media is drying out, and your plant's searching for water, and all it's finding is all that food. And it's hotter than fucking hinges of hell. It's like putting a hot pepper in your mouth.
Okay.
It's burning the shit out of the roots, which then is coming out into your bud.
Okay.
For example,
It's that green screen won't do it.
Yeah,
So how often are you supposed
shut
to
off
water?
your screen thingy in order for us to see it at all.
You can't see the yellow leaf?
No, can't. No. Because your background is on.
2 seconds, MJ. I'll show you exactly what's going on.
I know what yellowing leaf looks like.
Mary Jane, can you back your mic down a bit? You're really overmodulated. Just a little bit. You should be able to do
I just figured out how to get it to work, and you're asking me to do other stuff?
See how the leaves burn?
Yeah, that's too much nutrient.
That's from somebody
No, that
fucking
was
growing with too much nutrients. And yes, the pot's flushed out, it's clean, but for 1 week or a day or a couple hours during the life cycle of that plant, it sucked way too much food when the media was dry, and that's what happens.
So, but the same thing can happen if you overwater as well, right? Or lack of water.
Lack of water, they're not gonna burn. They're gonna turn different colors.
Dry out.
They're gonna dry out.
Okay.
They'll stay green.
I'm surprised.
That's being burnt.
I mean, they're getting a lot of water. Well, yours are inside, right, MJ?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So
actually, I'm gonna go grab one. I'm gonna.
And
go
what
grab
were you
one.
How were you mixing that, MJ?
In the bucket with a spoon.
But no.
All right. So how much were you putting into that bucket?
Walk us through your step.
I was putting 28 mils into that bucket. So I should have been putting double.
Well, how much does that bucket hold?
It's a 10. Whoa, there's 10. You said it was liters, right?
That's likely about a 10-liter bucket, Marcel. Those them by liter buckets. I got one here. They're 10.
Hang on,
It's
let me go get my baby.
If it was 10 liters, then you'd put in 50 milliliters.
I'm putting 95 milliliters of what I'm using into a 5-gallon bucket. I'm mixing it up.
In a 5-gallon bucket, I use 40 milliliters.
Yeah, but hold on. I'm actually using half of what it's telling me to use.
But that's me using what my recipe tells. Like what it says on the jug, that's 40 milliliters. That's why I like the Floormax, and actually Lenny's going to like it because with his next grow, he's going to be my test pilot on the Veg 1 because I got enough Veg 1 to run him through his. Yeah, you forgot yours, Marcel.
Yes.
I'll see you on Sunday, will I not?
Yeah, I'll get it Sunday.
What'd you do?
He forgot his nutrients today.
My head.
Oh, bumper headphone.
Yeah, bring your camera closer, MJ. Is your tips burnt?
Don't talk about her tips like that, you rude bastard.
No, there's no burn on that at all.
I didn't say her tits.
I didn't say her tits either. I said her tips.
I suppose.
Okay, spotlight for everybody. There we go. So how old are these?
You're so nice. You spotlighted me, and I can't hear a goddamn thing.
Well, put your headset in.
Motherfucker.
Put your headset on.
She pulled her headset out when she got back down in the seats, and now
She's got her headset in now.
It's not working now.
Well, she has to plug it in.
There we go. I could not hear nothing. Couldn't hear anything.
Old, MJ?
But that plant looks fine.
Yeah. Is it 3 weeks old?
Jesus, sorry. I just seen a little fly, and I'm like, I gotta kill that.
Please tell me that's 3 weeks old.
No. God, no. This is like a month and a half old. I had it under a T5. I had it under a T5 for a month, and it did nothing because I had to do my garden. That's why it did this. I don't know. It's like a little bonsai type thing.
Now
But
what you should do is either do you want everything even?
Can you see the yellow on the top?
It looks like a tip to me now.
Ahead, just a tip.
How old are those?
5 weeks.
About a month and a half. See, I was going to bend it and try and make it like a bonsai because it was already sort of going that way. I don't know if you can see the...
Yeah.
Top the shit out of that, MJ.
I don't know how to top nothing.
Go down in, okay. So go down in one of the tops.
Here.
Just pinch every top. Just pinch every top. That's the easiest way to do it.
Okay, no. No.
A top is the thing you spin.
No, the top of your plant. So see where your new growth's coming out.
See that branch? Yep, where you were just reaching.
Yeah.
Go up to that plant. Go up to that tallest part.
Yeah, where it goes like this, and there's all those little tiny things.
You can literally cut that off anywhere where your finger is.
Why would I do that?
Regrow it.
It'll branch out.
Yeah.
And create more tops. It'll create 4 new tops.
But
then it'll go like this.
Yeah.
Right?
You shape it. You train it. That's a good thing with topping is you train your plant how you want to train it.
I think I'm going to let mine go.
In all honesty, because you've got that one long branch, and then you've got smaller branches coming up from the center, I'd cut that long branch off.
That's what I was thinking myself.
This thing?
Yep.
Yeah.
I was going to try and like bend it and make it go all like cool.
You can do that if you want.
Right where you just touched it, MJ, that's where I would cut it off.
No, down.
No, down. Put your
seriously, to make it all the same height. Yeah, right there.
Top one, yeah, right there at that leaf.
No, why? I want to just let it grow in nature's beauty.
You can, but you can clone that top, and then that plant will push right out.
Take whatever you take off, and then put it into a pot. Then you got 2.
Well, that's how I make babies. So you're telling me I top every time I make babies?
Yeah.
Yes, but I make babies differently than you, obviously.
I don't have the ability to make babies the way you make babies. Well, I mean, I do, but I'm just the carrier. Yeah, no, it did absolutely nothing under a T5. It just stayed alive.
Yeah, that's pretty much what they do.
Yeah,
they're good. They're good.
It didn't grow.
They're good for clones and seedlings.
You can buy certain spectrum T5 lights, MJ, that'll make that plant grow a little bigger.
I have one. I have a special LED. I can't remember the name of it, but it's one of those, like you're saying, a special.
An LED is not a T5, though.
No.
T5 is fluorescent.
Yeah, it's those long. Yeah. Yep.
Either
there was a company
inches,
that was selling
or 48 inches long.
Oh, I got the big one.
Yeah.
That's good to know.
She likes the big ones.
I like it big, just like I want it all. Okay, that was probably bad to put them back to back.
He wants it big and all. Right?
No, in life, generally when people say, do you want cake or ice cream? I'm like, I want both.
You want it all.
I like ice cream on my cake.
Especially if it's big.
Yes.
Yes.
Extra points if it's big.
Yeah. Somebody's going to come with a pile of shit and say, here, you can have it all. And it's big.
Oh, wonderful.
What are you doing, Al?
I'm rolling some joints.
So is the doctor still coming?
I don't know.
I hope he's all right.
He just saw what I posted to him, so we'll see.
Well, you can't go on social media and talk about things like COVID and expect it to, not be taken down.
I do.
Marcel, I do.
I've missed so much with you guys. I tried to log on 4 times tonight just because I was trying to make up for lost time and it wouldn't let me.
You tried to log on with 4 different people.
No, they were all me.
Oh, I know. Yeah, but 4 of you.
Marcel, I know.
Well, yeah, because I missed more than 4 shows. So I figured I would make up for lost time.
You wanted one for each show. I see.
Yes, okay. I would have muted 3
I have a
them.
question for you, Mary Jane, because you are in direct eye shot of the same thing I'm looking at. Look at the fucking moon. Seriously.
I'm in my basement.
You don't have a window?
No.
Oh, well, it's
I
huge.
have my garden in my basement. Nobody.
No offense, Al. Why the fuck can't we look at the moon?
You guys.
What's so special about your moon in Ontario?
It's a different moon.
Will you guys see the same moon as I see?
Well, I hope it's all the same moon.
There's only fucking one of them. I'm hoping yes. Unless on your planet it's a little different.
It's a little different over here at Planet Al.
His moon is full.
This is
His moon is full myself.
That
Oh,
might be
fuck,
edible
I
there.
miss being here.
Planet Al is an acre and a half of mine.
Acre and a
Oh,
half.
my God. That's
Al's
funny.
plant
How do you
that
get
the air
there?
runs at a different level of oxygen.
Yeah,
Well,
all the air in that acre is
I'm
mine,
in a
right?
gully, so the oxygen kind of just skates right over top of their head.
Yep, it's depleted there.
That's funny. You know where it's located? On the corner of Let's Get High and I Don't Give a Fuck.
Yeah.
Holy, I'll be here fucking ever.
I have
Darcy, I've been doing that shit all week.
I have
The
two
bowl
guests
doesn't seem like
tomorrow.
it's getting empty.
I know.
I have two
Until
guests
you
that are
get to
coming
the
up.
end.
Hello. I have two
No.
guests that are coming fishing tomorrow.
Oh, are
Fishing,
they?
fishing?
Yay.
Yes. Gentleman and
In your
his son.
pond?
No.
Oh,
In
look,
their
that
boat.
doesn't sound like
They're
a fishing
bringing a boat, apparently.
And they're staying on your property and going fishing.
They're staying here and fishing up the road in Rice Lake.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Rice Lake is.
Are they actually going to Rice Lake? Or are they going to be in that little channel thing between Rice
No,
Lake
I believe they're going right into Rice Lake. Because as
Nice.
far as I know, Lock 18 is like the mouth of Rice Lake. It's the last
Yes.
lock before you get into Rice Lake, and then you can go. I didn't know this. I looked at the map. You can go right from Lake Ontario right up into Georgian Bay.
Cool.
Yeah, it is really cool. Now, if I can
That's
find
how the Mi'kmaq used to get around.
if I can find somebody with a boat, maybe one day we'll start a show in Toronto and end up here.
Hey,
Darcy,
they did it. What's on
Darcy,
Marcel?
the Mi'kmaq didn't go through the Georgian Bay.
Well, wouldn't it be?
No.
But it'd be some sort of Aboriginals, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
There's a lot of reservations
Sorry,
around here.
the
yeah,
natives-
First
the
Nations.
Natives, yeah. Or something else.
Mohawk, Iroquois.
Yeah.
You mean indigenous?
Indigenous
Yes, that's
people.
the word. Sorry.
First people.
Because
They're not
they did
natives anymore. They're indigenous.
a show on YouTube called Eastern Scavengers. They did it from the Bay of Fundy right straight through to the Atlantic Ocean. They went down the Shuby Canal through the Maitland River.
Right. That was the main source of transportation from Parsboro, Truro, everything like that to Halifax was through the Shuby Canal. And then what they did is when they decided to put the railroad through, they used all of the barges on the Shuby Canal to carry all the railroad supplies that literally put the canal out of business.
It's very similar here because we've got, as Mary Jane will say as well, there are endless amounts of trails that you can go on that are old train tracks.
Yep.
Because they don't use them anymore. They've taken them off the water. You don't see the train tracks going across the water anymore. You know, but they've
gone and they've actually removed the tracks.
In some cases, yes, and in some cases, no. But they've
Here in Nova Scotia, they don't remove the tracks; they just leave them.
Yeah.
And they rot out.
Yeah.
Probably make for good photography.
Oh God, yeah. I'm waiting until it's a little bit cooler in the morning, and then I'm going to go over the water there on the Trent. It just fills up with fog, as you know, Mary Jane. You've taken those pictures.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I haven't gone up there yet. I have to go buy a new camera. I'm itching for a new Canon. I think it's been a while.
So,
Tired of
Leonard, how
using
was your week?
my phone.
Me?
Yeah.
It was all right. Nothing special.
Usually I'm the one that's quiet and you're the one that talks.
I'm a little tired tonight, actually.
That's what I was wondering.
Yeah.
Hey,
Got to work tomorrow.
I'm kind of proud. Can I let people know that our hash is like a second bestseller in Nova Scotia? Because if not, I just did.
But you,
No,
you
you
can't
can't
tell
tell anybody that.
You can't tell anybody that.
Well, I just did.
Jeez, Darcy.
Jeez, you
Well,
know,
I'm proud of it. So
you're going to get yourself fired one day, Darcy. Come on.
Well,
Why not?
I would like to say I'm
it's
sad
a
because
fact.
it's not in Ontario yet, is it?
No, it's not.
20. It will be someday.
I don't like the way you said that. You're like, it will be. Maybe.
It will be.
I think.
Probably,
I hope.
I can't. I shouldn't.
Eventually. Because you can't give dates.
Maybe around, maybe there for 420, actually, ironically, maybe.
I was going to say my birthday.
I have my license now, so this week I'm signing up there, buddy. I want patient 420, as we discussed a few years ago.
Yeah, good fucking luck.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me know how you
You got your license to grow, Al, or did you get your license to purchase?
I got everything yesterday.
Oh no!
Well, it's only one. It's one or the other.
License to purchase.
Thank you.
No,
thank you, because you can't.
I have my grow thing. Yeah.
Did you ask me if I'm going to lift?
Yes.
Yeah.
What do you mean you can't? One of the questions on the fucking questionnaire that they give you is, will you need a supply before your grow is ready?
Right, your interim.
Yes.
So then.
Yeah,
so
once you get your license, you can't buy from a medical place anymore.
Sure can.
Sure you can. I can register with Churro now
for shortages.
Yeah, I can register with Churro now.
I'm registered with Churro.
What the fuck? They changed this? This is new to me.
And let's also point out, while I remember,
that's awesome.
What's your carry limit? Mine says 90 now, not 150.
Mine is. I'm allowed 300 grams,
Al,
but my maximum is 150.
License is for 3 grams a day, right?
Yep.
So that's 90 grams
of
a
carry
month
to possess.
That is your carry.
That's my carry.
Plus the ounce too, Marcel?
What?
It's 30 days.
The recreational ounce too, eh?
Yeah, it's your 30-day prescription or 150 grams, whatever is left.
Okay, so what about transporting?
90 grams.
Same.
So so if I wanted to take all my shit home with me, I'd have to do it 90 grams at a time, or risk getting arrested.
Yep. Or bring friends.
Oh,
we'll all come and we'll all carry.
You'll all take 90 grams with you. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
we'll just go in the same car.
No, Marcel, technically can't you do 180 with the 30 gram or 28 gram ounce?
Yep.
So it's 170, 178.
Now, isn't there a special license
900
that if you
grams.
work? Isn't there like a special license? You guys would know this. If you work with like a retail establishment or LP or something like that, that you can actually have a license to transport an unlimited amount of cannabis?
No. What you have is authorization to a security cleared person to be able to transport that cannabis. And you don't have security clearance.
Not me personally, but I know like at the store that I was working at, 2 or 3 employees, managers or whatever, were able to load up their car with whatever they wanted and drive it to the other store.
Right.
Yes, if it's part of business. If it's the store-to-store delivery, yes.
Al, it's business.
Yeah.
Al's business. Al's farm.
Maybe that's why I'm not working there anymore.
They would consider that
Farms.
B2B. They would consider that B2B transport.
B2B.
Yeah.
I'm kind of sad we don't have our doctor. I wanted to talk Lyme and COVID.
You know what? He's been on the show before, and if something happened and he can't make it, we'll rebook him. I'm not too worried about it. I'm disappointed as well. I was looking forward to it.
I wanted him to be on Chat with Lenny.
Yeah, well, that's why I actually changed it twice to today. So
I just have so many questions about COVID and Lyme.
Hey, guess what I'm doing?
What are you doing?
I'm actually finally writing down my reasons.
If you had your camera on, maybe we could tell.
No, you can't see because I'm typing. But
of why you don't.
Everybody's asked me why I won't get the vaccine, and I've given. I think everybody's gotten a different answer.
So now you're just compiling a list with all of them?
Yeah.
I like it. I want to see this list because I might have a few to add to that.
So here's a good one today is somebody sent me a link. I'm not going to say who it is because he's probably listening. But just hang on. This one
he types, "Are you
kind of
listening?"
shocks me. Pardon me?
And you type, "Are you listening?"
No. What it is, it's a PubChem article with a U.S. patent number US-20US-20202795885-A1. The inventor is followed by the name of Richard Rothschild. The patent is a system and method for testing for COVID-19. The date on the patent is 2015.
Is this the PCR inventor?
No. But
I thought, according to the government, COVID-19 is a new disease. How would they have known about this in 2015 to know how to create a test for it?
Because it was all planned. How do you think they come out with a vaccine within a couple months?
Well, I know I went on their website, and apparently, that
website?
interim, the government's website, the Canada.ca or whatever, and it was put in interim order that actually expired yesterday. And because of that interim order, they were able to fast track these, I almost want to say vaccines, because they did fast track it. Sorry, I put the bunny ears in the wrong spot. And the vaccine, a lot of them, from the date of application to the date of authorization, I got to be very clear on, I don't want to say approval, because Pfizer was very, very clear with me that it is not approved, only authorized. So they authorize this 2 to 3 months, like you're saying, after the application date with Health Canada to be able to start giving it to us. Right. And a lot of these trials are still, some of them are still not over until, like, if you go to the Canada website, you can see all the different types of vaccines, whether they're mRNA, whether they have a little bit of the virus in them, like what it is, and when they applied and when they were approved, and if it's still ongoing.
Okay, but here's my problem. If they knew in 2015 that this virus was going to be coming out, because, I mean, they're already coming up with testing procedures and patents for that testing. In 2015, 5 years before COVID-19 was ever talked about, wouldn't that give you any inclination that maybe this was a planned pandemic?
A planned?
I don't think it's a planned pandemic. I think it was a man-made back virus, engineered. That's what it is.
Well, what he's implying is that they knew that they were going to do this, and that they knew that one day this would be an issue.
Oh no,
well,
they were making a test kit, but I think they do that anyway in case it ever comes out. I don't think it was released on purpose.
They've been testing for Corona since SARS, and I've read that a few times.
Yeah, no, I think it got
not
out
Corona, not COVID-19.
No, but coronavirus.
SARS-CoV,
right, for Corona, yeah.
This is like, we've had, 10 different variants now already?
Let me go back to my post here.
Well, another good reason not to get the vaccine would be the fact that all the vaccines that they're administering to people now were for the original COVID strain. And like you're saying, we're on how many different variants now? This is why they're saying boosters, right?
Len, is to date that in your knowledge, shut up, Al. To date, is there a safer vaccine than another? Now, I'm asking you because you're a pharmacist.
No.
Okay. Which one did you get?
I got the AstraZeneca, the one they took off the market, but
both
I wouldn't have taken it off the market. It was no worse than the other ones.
Both times?
Yeah, both shots. Yeah.
And you got sick for about 5 days.
I was sick as fuck for 6 days.
And are you okay now?
Yeah.
And let me ask you another question. Have you been tested for COVID since you got your shots?
Never.
Okay. I'm just curious.
My whole goal in life is not to have anything stuck up my nose but my own finger.
Oh, dude, I had it done when I went to get my shoulder done up, and man, it was like the way I described
right?
it was like driving. It was like jumping into a pool and having water rush up your fucking nose. That feeling. That's what it instantly brought.
If
brought
they can't
tears.
come up with a saliva test by now, they're fucking retarded.
They do.
I'm sorry.
They do have it.
Pardon the R word, but that's...
Isn't that the rapid test?
I've been doing
saliva?
the fast. The rapid test. Yeah, I've been doing research on a lot of the rapid tests because some of my friends are in positions where they have to actually be tested multiple times a week, mostly because they don't have their vaccine. If they had their vaccine, they wouldn't have to be tested, which I don't quite understand because you can still be a carrier for the virus. But anyways,
there's no logic to that either. I'm with you on that one.
So the fact that but this home test she did, she literally swabbed the inside of here. She didn't swab any further. She said it's just
not
here.
Approved. I don't know. I'd still do it, but anyway.
I feel like it's a personal choice, and I've never gotten the flu shot, and I'll be 100% honest with you. My mother signed me off the vaccination schedule years ago. I haven't had a vaccine since I was like 2. And nobody was worried whether I was a threat to society before. Nobody ever wanted to see my recent STI test. Why are you asking if I'm vaccinated against something that has 97% or a 96% recovery rate?
This is the thing that's been interesting is COVID, yes, is serious, and a lot of people have gotten it, and a lot of people have died from it. But unfortunately, in the last 6 months, I personally know of more people that have died from the vaccine than have died from COVID. I know nobody that has died from COVID.
I know people. I'm aware of people that have died of COVID.
Died with COVID or of COVID?
No,
to COVID.
No, like legit COVID.
Yeah.
That was a problem in the beginning, too. They were saying everybody was dying of COVID.
But I personally know people that have died from the vaccine.
I don't know anyone who's died from the vaccine. I know myocarditis people.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know any Bell's palsy people? Because apparently they're saying that's a side effect, and don't worry about that though.
A friend of mine has Bell's palsy.
Bell's palsy can happen very, very, very indiscriminately. Bell's palsy just happens. I have it happen now and then too. Sometimes for days.
No, it's now officially a warning on Pfizer's.
Is it?
Yeah, and they're saying not to be concerned about it because there may be some things that you could do afterwards to get the sensation and feeling back. And I'm like, I don't like the way I am right now.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about half your face sliding off. It's all right. It's just a side effect that might
This is my money maker. What the fuck? Like, you're going to take my bread and butter away from me? There's no way. I'm like, I can't. There's too many side effects. It's the reason why I don't do chemical drugs.
First, we're talking about tips.
It's why I don't drink alcohol.
Bread and butter.
Like,
making me
hungry. I love you.
Not these.
So let me throw a scenario out to you. Pharmaceutical companies are actually get decimated due to the lawsuits for OxyContin. They've lost billions of dollars because of these lawsuits. Right around the same time, somebody had to come up with a way for them to be able to pay off these fines, but be able to recoup that loss. Why not through vaccines that are mandatory? How much does each vaccine cost?
You're talking a huge conspiracy there.
I'm sorry, but when you sit back and you look at the whole picture of what's going on, that is a conclusion that you get drawn to. This is an ideal way for the pharmaceutical industry to recoup their losses from the OxyContin fiasco.
It's different companies.
It's but when you start looking at it, they're all owned by the same group of people.
Come on.
I don't know about that one.
Well, I mean, it would make sense if the pharmaceutical companies are all working together, because why would the narrative try and take down ivermectin and hydrochloroquine? Or hydrochloroquine?
Exactly. Oh, no, I'm with you on that one.
And they're slamming Joe Rogan, like saying, like even Rogan said, do I have to sue CNN? Like,
and maybe Rogan should actually seriously consider that.
I've seen a meme.
When it's coming to ivermectin is used in the health industry already.
As a horse.
Yeah, it's mandatory to give anybody from another country.
But as soon as people want to use it for COVID
here, for immigration, it's mandatory to give the ivermectin.
But you can't use that as a treatment because they can't make any money off of it when they can make all this money off of these vaccines. I was told that you're looking at something like $43 a shot is what the government is paying for those shots. So there's almost $100 per person.
Come here.
For 90% of the country.
Oh, it's insane profit, dude.
Oh, it's outrageous, but it's a good way to recoup your $1.3 billion fine that you got. Right? So, yeah, there's many, many reasons why, and this is why I've never had to give the same reason twice to anybody. I mean, the go-to is I spent way too much time fucking suffering and money on trying to get a working immune system. I'm not taking any chances to fuck that up. And I did see a really good thing about businesses forcing forcing employees to get the vaccination. It's very simply all you have to do is have them sign a liability acknowledgement waiver that the company takes full responsibility in the event of anything happening to you. Right? Which means the company can be sued because they forced you to take this vaccine to keep your job.
Is Timmy under the desk again, Mary Jane?
You see someone playing with my boob there, right?
Whoa! All I heard is Mary Jane. Are you under the desk again? I'm like, what?
It's my kitty.
Oh,
she's playing with her pussy again.
Yeah, her pussy.
Somebody had to say it.
Hey, that's multicolored, man.
Oh man, she's beautiful. This is my tortoise shell kitty.
You're pretty confident about that.
She's so beautiful.
Look
how awesome she is. She's just like, okay, I'm done.
Steven's staring in the window.
Shit make you cough.
So,
what are you trimming today, Darce? Let's watch Darcy trim while we're chatting.
Yeah, what's strain?
Yep.
Yeah,
you know what's funny? Darcy? Every grower bitches about trimming.
There, Mary Jane and Darcy are the spotlight.
And it's so
this
funny. Yeah, everybody bitches about trimming, and
I'm looking forward to it.
You shouldn't really bitch.
I have a question.
It's
Darcy,
a good problem.
You should have hired the trim reapers.
I have a question for Darcy or whoever. Okay.
Hey,
is that a thing?
How much do they charge?
Actually, before Lenny says anything,
we can't say.
I was going to say he'd like to come on the show. Actually, if that's okay.
Sure.
Well, then I'd find out how much he charges.
Yeah. See, I would like to hear about a business. The trim reapers. They come trim for you.
Yeah, we have contract trimmers.
That's fucking wicked.
Oh, there's a lot of them.
They're a good crew. Shout out to them.
No, the name. The name itself is
awesome.
Right?
That's why I don't need any help extracting, because he holds the door open for me every day when I go over to drain my water out.
Yeah.
He runs over. He'll run over, and he personally does it on his own. I don't have to say anything. I said, no, man, go trim. He said, no, I don't mind holding the door, man.
They do a good job too.
I have a question for you guys. When my nugs are ready, can I?
When you're what?
When my nugs are ready.
Yeah.
Okay. Can I lop off one of the ones there and put it in a bag and then stick it in my squisher? Is that what they consider live rosin?
No, you
gotta freeze it.
You have to freeze it first. Okay, so
right away.
How long do you freeze it?
Cut it off. As soon as you cut it off, you throw it in a bag, put it in the freezer at least overnight.
Okay. And then I can squish it in the next
don't
morning.
Even put it in a bag. Leave it outside the bag or leave the bag open.
How about in a paper bag?
No.
Well, you still want it open because you want to be able to draw some of that moisture out.
All right.
Right? Because your plant's going to have a lot of water. You're growing outdoors, so you don't have the option of shutting off your water 2 days before you harvest.
And then you take that and you just put it in your squisher, and that's live rosin.
What they would
live
call
resin.
Yeah.
Live resin. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I thought it was live rosin.
That's what I thought.
I thought rosin was when you squish it.
Rosin is when you squish dried flour. Resin is when you squish
No, I thought the word
flower.
live. I thought the word live just meant. I thought resin was like made with a concentrate. Not a concentrate, an extract. No, the wrong word.
It's okay.
What's the word?
Al,
Like a stripping agent.
how are you going to do this when you harvest? What are you doing for harvest? Or what do you want to do for harvest?
I'm going to squish some. I'm going to do some live. I'm going to dry, and I'm going to squish and keep dry.
Okay. Where and how are you going to dry?
I'm borrowing a drying rack from Wayne.
So you're going to
either that or I'm
in
going to
your
order
trailer.
one.
So you're going to trim them all wet. You're going to trim them all while they're wet.
Yes. And then I'm going
on a rack.
I'm going to take everything out of the bathroom and hang it in the shower stall. So that there's no kitty litter in there or anything.
Is this in your trailer or in your house?
No.
Or one of those.
Wherever.
Okay, wherever, but you should still put a dehumidifier in there.
Okay, I was going to ask. I can go buy a cheaper one. Yep.
Yeah. And if it's a small enclosed area.
Pint. Just a 30-pint one's big enough, Al.
Yeah, it's the trailer Well, we'll just use the trailer bathroom as an example.
Yeah, and then run the hose into the bathtub.
Okay.
So you can drain the water out. You can actually put the whole dehumidifier right in the bathtub.
Well, that's what I would have done. Yeah.
Yeah, and then let it drain into the tub, which will get rid of your water.
Well, you said drain into the tub, and I just flicked my fucking ash in my tea. God damn it! Pardon my language.
And the other thing I get is a small oscillating fan.
I actually have to replace the fan in my bathroom. So if I do it here, then there'll be a new, what they call a super fan in there. So, yeah.
No, but that's an exhaust fan. What I'm talking about is an oscillating fan.
Oh,
so one of those small desks ones that spin back and forth.
Yeah, I can get a clip one. Yep.
Yeah, put one of those in there. Make sure it's able to spin back and forth, and that's going to create enough airflow around that drying rack.
And how long does it take to dry?
On the drying rack with the dehumidifier.
You just put trichomes in your eye out, Darcy?
3 days, you said, Marcel?
Yeah. 3 to 4 days on the drying rack.
I was watching you rub your eyes with your gloves, like, you idiot.
I've done that, Darcy. I did that when I was helping somebody trim, and I was like, oh, man. It's a hell of a rush, though.
So, Al, the easiest way to do it is put it on the drying rack.
Yep.
When you trim it, leave a few buds with a long piece of stem sticking out of it.
Okay.
All right? With just a piece of stem. And what those are is your testers. After 2 or 3 days, take one of those and see if it snaps.
Oh, okay.
If it just bends over, it's not dry enough.
Well, I've been told Wayne popped by because I have no idea where I am, and what you saw the close up, right?
Yeah.
It's not milky yet, like you said, to look for. So he said I got at least 2, maybe even 3 more weeks. So.
Yeah, I told you that.
I've been watching the weather, and it is dropping. We're supposed to go within the next 2 to 3 weeks. We'll have some dips into the zeros, but I don't think we're going to have a frost until middle of next month, maybe.
We've had frost warnings. We haven't had frost.
We've had frost warnings.
So let me finish what I was saying about when you're drying it. Yep. Once you get those stems and they snap, gather all of the pot and put it into Ziploc bags. And
why Ziplocs? I was going to put them in mason jars with the seal.
That'll work too, and you can sweat it.
This is just to sweat it out first. Use the mason jars for your curing.
Well, that's okay.
Throw them into a bag.
You don't use a paper bag for sweating?
No.
Why?
Hear me out. Listen to this.
Okay.
Now let me finish, you fucker. Throw the buds into the bag. Seal up the bag. Let it sit for about a day. Open the bag up. Feel the buds. If they're still feel dry and crispy, or not crispy but dry, then turn around and throw them into your jars and start your curing and burping process. If they're still damp, throw them back on the drying rack.
Okay. And just
right?
take
and
not
that's
leave
just
them
the
there.
First day.
So you don't leave them there like a pair of socks that's a little damp.
Well, no. After you've done that for trust me.
Is that what you do with your socks?
No, it just came out because I did laundry earlier today, and I had one damp sock out of all of my fucking laundry.
So what'd you do? You left it in with the rest of your dry stuff?
I left it on the top. I left it on the top of the warm pile of. It was just damp. It wasn't even wet. Shut up, Len.
So if you get a damp bud,
I can hear you laughing over here. What?
Don't leave it in the bag.
Okay.
Right? So that's why I say you take them, if it feels damp and you can feel moisture in that bag, empty the bag on the drying rack and let it dry again for another day or two.
Okay.
Then you can turn around and do your curing process.
Well, okay, let's wait until we get to that point.
Yeah.
Because I'll probably, this will probably be something that we'll just do while we're on the air, so.
Yeah.
Well, I think we should have a twist, and this is how we grow the weed. I think it's Marcel's turn to give us his nutrient update.
Sorry, wait a second.
Uh-oh.
Tonight, Marcel is doing the growth segment. This is awesome. This is awesome.
Okay, so
he's
let's
done
do that.
the Pepsi challenge. We need to know what the Pepsi challenge result is.
Okay, so let's do that. But I want to play something first, and then we'll come back and we'll do that. How's that?
All right, sounds good.
All right.
I'm going to go make a tea.
Everybody I'm sure knows now we lost Norm Macdonald last week. So one of his funniest skits that I've ever seen is on smoking pot. So it's 10 minutes long. We're going to listen to that, and then we'll come back.
Al, can I say something?
Yes.
The SNL skit's the best.
This is the SNL skit.
I'm going to miss Pigeon.
This is an SNL skit that he did, but we don't have the video, just the audio.
Norm Macdonald, I got two things to say. Dirty Work, one of the greatest movies of all time. And secondly, the best weekend update ever. And I used to have a cat in university, and because of Norm Macdonald, we called the cat Crackor.
No, see, he did the voice for Pigeon in Mike Tyson's Mystery, whatever his cartoon.
Oh, yeah.
That was the best raunchy Pigeon ever.
But almost every other week when he did a weekend update was Crackor, the favorite skit ever. And once again, worst job of the year, Crackor.
And he did it the longest, didn't he?
Crackor.
No, they kicked him. He got fired. The president of NBC never liked Norm, never got Norm. That's the story. That's why he disappeared.
Wow. He never disappeared, though. He was,
Well, but that's why he left SNL, because they fired him. Because the president of NBC didn't like him.
And Adam Sandler was fired as well. And they both returned as guest hosts at one point.
Norm was brilliant, man.
Yeah. So let's listen to this, and we'll come back, and then we'll talk some gross stuff. This is the 420 radio show. Don't know where Dr. Murakami is, but you know what? We'll have him back.
We'll be right back. Busy.
Hey, this is Cheech. And this is Chong. And you're listening to Lifestyle Radio. What is it? Lifestyle Radio. Say it one more time. 420 Radio? Woo!
Please hang up and try again.
Are you an independent musician? How would you like to have your songs played on hundreds of radio stations just like the one you're listening to right now? Join MusicSubmit.com and we'll promote your music to radio stations and blogs in your genre. It's free to set up your account, and we guarantee your music will be considered for airplay by radio stations worldwide. Why not sign up today? It's free. MusicSubmit.com. Radio promotion for indie musicians.
A study says that pot use in high school is up sharply. Don't I know it? Oh, yeah. I'm joking. And, I don't really sell drugs to children. And now, well, singer Willie Nelson, who was arrested recently in Texas for marijuana possession, saw the charges against him drop this week. A judge ruled the arrest had been illegal because police didn't have probable cause to search his car for pot. How about the fact he's Willie Nelson? And also in music news, the Black Crowes have announced that they will donate profits from a recent concert to victims of the Oklahoma City's bombing. Then the band will smoke a huge amount of pot. In the December issue of Playboy, 60 Minutes reporter Mike Wallace reveals that he has not only smoked marijuana, but that it made him sexually aroused. According to Wallace, he made these comments in an effort to frighten young people off sex and drugs forever. In Amsterdam, a rubber factory has begun producing water beds for cows. Let that be a reminder to anyone who wants to legalize marijuana here in the United States. And in North Carolina, the Bowman Gray School of Medicine is looking for 20 habitual marijuana smokers who they'll provide with free pot in order to study the effects of the drug. Note to self, spend summer vacation at Bowman Gray School of Medicine. Maybe take Timmy Meadows along with you. Charged by critics with failure to prepare an exit strategy for Bosnia, a defiant President Clinton today insisted that he has one ready. Should the situation deteriorate, he will have all 20,000 troops airlifted to England and smoking pot within 24 hours. President Bill Clinton and Russian President Boris Yeltsin have made tentative plans to meet early next year. According to the White House, the pair will use the meeting to resume their ongoing debate, drinking versus pot smoking. Moments after the Bosnian peace treaty was signed in Paris, grenades rocked Sarajevo, killing 6 people. Asked if the renewed violence raises questions about the ceasefire, President Clinton hopped a plane to England and lit up a big fat joint. President Clinton said that if Dr. King were alive today, he would have supported the deployment of U.S. troops to Bosnia. Later, when asked how he could use the late civil rights leader's name in such a self-serving manner, Clinton hopped a plane to England and lit up a big fat joint. Sapphire called the First Lady a, quote, congenital liar. Clinton responded by saying Sapphire, quote, deserves a pop in the nose. Sapphire replied by offering to fight Bill Clinton, quote, anytime, any place. The president answered, quote, how about right now? Then hopped a plane to England and lit up a big fat joint. In all fairness, though, Bill Clinton also, he had a kind of some war injuries.
Really?
You know? Yeah. When he was in England there during the Vietnam War, I heard he had a bad injury. He burned his mouth on a bong.
Really?
And of course, it was very inspiring to see President Clinton up here on crutches making a speech. I mean, I thought that was just amazing, you know. I mean, it's been difficult for the president. You know, he can't jog now, and he needs help getting around, and he still occasionally suffers great pain, you know. On the upside, you got your medical marijuana, so that's, you know. You must inhale, sir. It's the only way you're going to get better. It's... But,
Now listen, did I hear some rumble that Brother Sandler sent out Maseratis to the cast of Grown-Ups? Did you reap the benefit?
First of all, let me just say one thing. Nothing's better than the Nancy Pelosi Augustus reference.
Pelosius Augustus.
I'm still swooning over that one. Yeah, Sandler gave Maseratis to Spade, Schneider, Kevin James, Chris Rock, all of whom need one, by the way. Very bad. But
Exactly. What'd you get?
no bitterness, but me and Norm Macdonald, yeah, we're splitting a zip car.
And you split a zip car with Norm. It's like having one of those, those Christmas trees the drivers have that smells like North Slope Sensimilla.
Yeah, this car, I don't know, they must have been smoking pot in here or something.
I guess that's that. Wasn't 10 minutes. All right.
Well, it might be a 15-minute interlude of music or something.
Yeah.
Oh, look, she's rushing back. She must have heard us.
What did I hear?
Norm is brilliant.
Yeah.
He's hilarious. I don't know if you know this, Len, but a few years ago we had what's his name? Mike McDonald on the show.
Yeah.
After he was feeling better after cancer, and unfortunately, about a year later, he passed away. But he was hilarious, and he was so sick when he came and sat with us for fucking 3 hours. He was cracking jokes and talking to us while he was in bed with the flu.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. So, what were you going to say, Marcel?
I don't know. I had edibles, and then I smoked some of that Iranian diesel. That's pretty fucking
I had
good.
edibles too, Marcel. I just remembered I had them because I got in the bedroom. I was like, holy fuck, man, I'm starting to feel high.
Well, no, we were driving to Truro today, and I thought, geez, I just made a batch of truffles that I never even tried one.
Yeah, and a fucker, by the way, I'm cutting you off. You never brought me no fudge.
Oh, I couldn't. There was none.
Well, I expect to see some Sunday, so I hope you're making some tomorrow.
I wasn't planning on it, no.
Well, I guess. Well, Lenny, tell him he needs to.
You need to.
We heard about. Well, I've been hearing about this fucking fudge for the last 2 weeks.
I just told you what I did and what I ate. I wasn't saying I was sharing.
Well.
Would you share the recipe? If so, put it in my inbox. It's just a thought.
I'd have to think long and hard on that one. That's a good
Mary Jane, you're better off waiting for a piece coming in the mail.
But there's it takes a lot of oil. Each piece of fudge worked out to about 100 milligrams of THC.
See, I want to try.
That's a lot. Yeah, see, I would never make anything that strong.
But see,
I would.
That's something for me. So I'll make that stuff for us at home.
Yep.
And Darcy.
Because it gives us a chance to, hey, I can get high.
I want to make.
I did eat one of those truffles tonight, and besides tasting really good, they really kick in well.
I want to make a combination cannabis, mushroom, chocolate treat with cherries in it. No, I just made.
Are you about to lecture me because I haven't been down there yet?
Down where?
With my book to see you.
Oh, the book! I forgot about the book. I'm going to buy the book.
I got to order the book.
I got to buy the book.
You should all order the book.
Let's talk about nutrients. Make my picture bigger.
Yeah,
I can't.
This is the Pepsi challenge. I have no loyalty to either company. Open for both.
Okay. No, I'll have to go to Facebook and wait for it there, so I can't see it myself. All right. So, on Facebook, then I see the picture, the video, the way I want to see it. The garden is mixed strains. Use the wooden post going up the center as your dividing line. Right directly to the left, that big bushy green one is Acapulco Gold. So that's not going to be finished until probably almost November. But to the left of that big green bushy one, you see these lower plants. And right in the foreground, those are plants that have been tops have already been cut off. They were finished. But these plants over on the left-hand side, from that tall one sticking up by itself, over are mantis. The rest are Floramax.
You need a little laser pointer or something, dude, because all I'm seeing is a big bunch of trees, and I'm just like,
But I don't have a laser pointer. I don't know how I could do it.
If you click share,
you can use your mouse.
Share your desktop. And then we can see your mouse over top of the photo if you circle it.
Maybe.
No, the problem is on Zoom, I can't see my own picture. Big. So he spotlighted me. I can only see you and him.
What are the plants on the right?
All right, so the plants, the majority of the plants really along the back and along that open area are all Iranian diesel. Mm-hmm. Except for on the back wall, there is a Acapulco Gold. The short ones in the foreground, those ones are the ones that have been cut off, are Apex from the liquor store.
Legal seeds.
Yeah, legal. Somebody bought them, and I cut the tops off them and rooted them. And some of the parts of them had finished already, so I just removed those pieces, and the rest are finished up on them. But during the veg cycle, there was hardly any difference between the two. The real difference came with the Floramax. Once it started adding flowering and everything else to it, the buds on the Floramax are considerably bigger than on the mantis. So you get more quantity and quality. I mean, hang on, and I'll change my picture.
So
you know what we forgot to do.
You have a decisive winner.
Are they more yellow too?
Those ones are all in their final flush. I mean, they're getting harvested.
Can I interrupt 1 sec?
Yeah.
The way that I
how it grew the weed.
All right, I had to do that.
Okay.
The way that I interpret what Marcel is saying is, if the mantis, if you want something to use to grow your cannabis to get good cannabis, use mantis. But if you want to add some quality to that, go with Floramax.
Yeah,
can you use both? Can you use both?
I won't say
together?
Quality because I don't see any difference, even under the microscope, between either of them in trichrome structure or anything like that, even a mounted trichrome. It's just that the Floramax ends up giving them a much bigger bud.
Really?
Because you're using a flowering nutrient as well as the resin
enhancer.
Excess.
Or what? Yeah.
So do you think it's the additives, then the extra additives that you're giving in flour with the Floramax?
It's a bit more food for them to bulk them up a bit. But growing outdoors can also be a problem because big, heavy buds tend to hold a lot of moisture.
Yeah.
So you end up with a lot more mold. Right?
I have
it's a trade-off. It's a trade-off when you've got those big, tight buds. I mean, some of these in that picture that's there, some of them top colas are longer than my arm.
Yeah, you got a lot of fan leaves on there too.
Yeah, and they've already been stripped.
Yeah, you can tell you've already done that.
Right, so that's what we're doing now is we're stripping all of those again to get them ready for harvest.
Ask Marcel about my pineapple.
Yeah, it looks
Marcel,
like a Christmas
what
tree.
about Darcy's pineapple?
Darcy's pineapple looks like a Christmas tree.
I got a picture of it. I'll see if I can bring it up.
Yeah. So let me change one more picture here. Back in here.
Now, Marcel, do you think
can I summarize? Both were really good, but if you want more weight, the Floramax.
Yeah.
Can
the
you
Floramax.
add? Can you add additives to the other one?
Mantis?
Like,
Oh yeah, by all means. You can do whatever you want. So I mean, so the picture that's up now, when you start getting a bud that's growing tight like that, it's a good idea to grab onto it and space those buds apart away from the stalk if you can.
Mine are doing that, and they've already spaced themselves.
Pardon? You are doing that.
Mine are doing that, and they've spaced themselves. They're pretty far apart.
Yeah, my problem is I need a ladder to do a lot of mine.
It's too tall.
And I don't like standing on a ladder.
He's short.
But where's the picture here?
I guess is it strain dependent too? How they grow, like how the buds are spaced apart, and because I thought Kush was like really tight together.
It can be. I've seen a lot of Kush that's all it is, really tight together. But this one is the Acapulco Gold, so it's got a long ways to go yet.
How many weeks does that one take to finish?
70 to 79 days.
That's a sativa, right? You can kind of see it by the leaves.
Yeah, that's a pure.
I'm gonna try something here. Just a sec. I'm sharing.
I was trying to explain to my friend that you can tell by the fan leaves that if the fingers touch each other, if they're so fat they touch each other, it's indica. But if they're like spaced out like that, then it's sativa.
Yeah. Thin and long.
Thin and long. So if you're just a home grower that just wants 4 plants and you want something to be as simple as possible, then I'm going to suggest you use Mantis. If you're somebody
Canadian,
give them
a shout. Give them a shout.
Yeah, they're Canadian, out of BC, and we actually have codes for people for getting discounts on their first purchases. If anybody's interested in that, the Floramax
there it
is a lot harder. I'll say it's more difficult to use than the Mantis.
It's
more mixing.
Slightly more effort.
It's what? Yeah. Well, it's because you're mixing.
Yeah, how many things are you mixing for just?
He hasn't got to try the veg one yet, though.
No.
Can you guys see what I'm doing?
Yeah, you're changing my whole screen to
sorry.
sharing your plan.
This is
Yeah, you're looking at your phone.
This is my Northern Lights.
Yeah. So
that's beautiful.
Well, actually, I just mixed up nutrients tonight. If I was doing the Mantis, because I did a 5-gallon bucket, so 20 liters, would use 100 milliliters of Mantis for the Mantis plants.
That's one bottle.
What strain is that on your screen right there, Marcel?
That's going right now.
That's Acapulco Gold,
wasn't it?
That's Acapulco Gold.
Okay. So that goes stringy, doesn't it?
What do you mean stringy?
It's like a long and stringy one. Like it just grows up the vine kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go, Al.
And so because I had to feed them tonight.
Put on Darcy for a sec. No offense. I want to see the tree.
I can do both. There we go.
Oh, fuck, I didn't get the top. In the picture.
Yeah,
mine cut the top off my bud too.
That's cool.
But it looks good when you drive by it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And how tall is that, Darce?
Be about 6 feet now, Marcel. I'd say a little over 6 feet.
Mine got it. Mine are about.
It might be.
Mine are about 4 now, I guess.
I can't reach the top.
It looks like a Christmas tree. I think he should actually
Cool.
put some decorations on it and get a picture.
I've had a friend do that.
That's a totally different pheno of the AK fire this year than I've ever grown.
My buddy
definitely wasn't like the AKs that I grew last year,
and not like the one I grew either.
Because I had that sativa, I think, more than anything.
You know what that was reminding me of, Marcel? Textbook fucking mountain grown indica that's grown at Afghanistan.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like a Kush.
Right? The buds are that, like I said, that top bud, man, it's huge. And like the more I pick the leaf, the more it grows.
Yeah. So yeah, Mantis would be 100 milliliters for 5 gallons or 20 liters, and Floramax to do the mix today was 70 mils of part A, 70 mils of part B, 40 mils of flowering, 40 mils of resin, and 10 mils of root.
That's 5 different things?
Yeah, for a 5 gallon bucket for the same
Now,
amount.
see, I cut my root off at week 5.
No, I'm not cutting it off because what I did is I downed
You
it
wanted
to
to see a
10.
test. Yeah.
I downed it to 10 from the 30.
Yeah, okay.
Because during veg, you've got 30. Once you hit flowering, you cut down to 10.
Okay.
For that amount of fluid.
Yeah.
So you actually have to adjust how much you're giving it to?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
see,
there's
and
no sense
that's
in
why
giving
you're
it-
saying with the
Yeah,
other
so-
one, with Mantis, it's easier because it's literally would be 100
milliliters every time you filled that bucket.
And your
And
veg
that's-
one is 70 milliliters every time you fill your bucket, Marcel.
Pardon me?
Your veg one is 70 mils per every 20 liters.
Right, and 70 mils of, for veg 1?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Cool.
That's feeding out an EC of 2.4.
What's this color coming out at?
Green.
No. when you mix it, the veg 1, is it red?
No, actually it looks like apple juice.
Oh, does it?
Actually, I'll go grab a jug. I got some mixed right here.
Because this veg 1 is supposed to be their answer to Mantis. So that leads me to look at probably having to do another one of these again with Mantis versus the veg 1.
But veg 1, actually, what is that? It's a one part just for veg?
One product for the whole thing.
Their version.
Yeah,
Their
that's
version.
that's
Then
what
why
I
do they
want.
call it
I
veg?
wanted to try that,
I don't
but I
know.
didn't get to try that this year.
I don't know.
That's confusing for me because I would think you would just use it for veg cycle only.
Well, very likely I've got a funny feeling you're going to have to add the flower enhancer and the resin XL or XS.
Yes.
Okay.
Right. And the root is a totally separate product that's supposed to just help the roots absorb.
Oh, well, I got to get rid of that fucking picture.
Why?
Because I can't show you the color of the water.
Can't see the jug.
I do like the simplicity of the Mantis. Oh yeah, that's very light
It's
tea.
simple. If you want to boost, we were talking about this when we had. Okay. We were talking about this when we had Ken on from Floramax. And I had mentioned about using Mantis with the resin.
And you're completely fine.
And it would be completely fine. But because I was doing the test without resin, I wanted to do this comparison. I didn't bother. But I would definitely suggest it. That if somebody wants to play around and take the simple root with Mantis, then it won't hurt them to add even flower enhancer or the resin. But I would definitely suggest the resin indoors because that'll help beef up those buds.
It sure will.
So yeah, no, I like both of these products, and I mean, it's a lot less mixing and effort than it is with Psycho, which I love. a superior product? Do I want to compare these head to head with Psycho? No, because I don't want to have to spend the money for Psycho when I could get very fine quality with these products.
What I got, I'm going to show you, okay? And it's what Wayne had, and he has something else as well to add more punch, more resin.
Do you know what that is?
No, I don't remember. But this, let me get the bottle here, and I'll show you what I got here.
All right, we'll just keep talking without you.
Yeah, I like the simplicity of the Mantis because it's one bottle all the way through. But like, I understand the purpose of giving it specific nutrients at specific times because the plant needs different things at different parts of its life cycle.
Right.
Alrighty.
But even when Mantis was on, that's what we talked about, and Mantis was designed to be a buffered nutrient. So, I mean, with this, with the Floramax, then you should check your water to make sure that you're the right pH before you start.
This is what I got.
No, you don't have to, Marcel.
Can you see that,
to a
Marcel?
point, you've got to get it down a bit.
Pura Vida? Oh, Technoflora.
Yeah,
Technoflora.
This is
What's
what
Pura Vida?
I don't know.
Hold it back a bit.
Lift up a bit.
Yeah, bloom.
That's the bloom. So that's for flowering. So that's what you're feeding it now.
This is what I'm giving it now, and he has another one, same company, that will do more for the rosin, whatever you want to call it.
Right. So it's a booster, but careful because it may be a PGR too.
Well, I'm not sure if I'm going to use it or not. I might just stick with this.
What's a PGR?
A plant growth regulator.
I'm worried. I'm worried about burning. Is what I'm worried about. Just like Mary Jane.
Right.
Yeah, so but you're growing outside.
Bottle,
so.
Al, on that bottle, it's going to give you 3 numbers.
Yes.
Yeah.
What are those 3 numbers?
I believe they were 200 on the one for the enhancing.
No, on that bloom bottle that you have right there.
This is
it's just above the bloom.
Yeah, it's 266.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That does make sense.
Yeah. So I'll go over this week and get the other stuff, and then we can talk about that next week.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what I'm doing, as opposed to what the guys are doing, is I'm doing it the layman's way. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm walking into Campbellford Lifestyle Shop. My buddy Wayne there used to be called Cannabis, and he's got everything you need in there, and he knows what he's doing, and he'll give you some advice on what he's tried, right? Like he's trying the same thing. That's why he suggested I try this, because he's trying this year. So as you can see, it's not so bad. I'm actually tickled pink, to be honest with you, and I'm not leaving. I'm standing out there 24/7 with a shotgun.
Can you put your picture up again?
My picture?
Yeah.
All right.
How long do you plan on flushing for?
How long are you going to tell me to flush?
7-10 days. At least. Did you flush, Marcel? The Mantis? We were told you didn't have to.
Yeah, but I ran out, so it's right in time for flushing anyways.
Oh, okay.
I didn't bother.
Darcy, do you have to flush
so
Floramax?
I did for 7 days.
Which did you want to see, Marcel? One of these?
Go back to that last one that you just had there.
This one?
No, keep going. Right there.
That one?
When was that one taken?
Last week. I took some this morning.
Dale flushes
3
for
weeks.
3 weeks.
3 weeks. Dale don't fuck around.
I flushed for 2 weeks.
This is what I got on my apples, sir.
I usually do 10 days.
But you don't want to flush too early because then you'll suffer in your bud size.
Exactly.
How do I know, just from looking at these? Okay, how do I know when it's ready? Do I go by the first frost? Do I go by the smell? I mean, it's starting to smell.
No, what I'd go by is with a microscope.
So I want to look at these.
Yeah.
Now, okay, so
you see how those are starting to get cloudy?
Let me see if I can find a. There's a better one there.
All right. See how the
heads.
Little round balls that are sticking up everywhere, how they've got a cloudiness. They're not shiny. You don't really see through them.
Okay.
All right. That's your ideal point for THC.
Okay. So should I let them go or keep them, cut them back?
Just wait. Do you see
This
those
is a
little
huge
tall hairs?
debate.
Yes.
You see those little tall white hairs that
Yes.
are starting to turn brown at the top?
Yes.
All right. Some people take those entire hairs, all turning brown, as their cue to harvest.
Well, that's what I would have done.
Can I interrupt for just 1 second?
Yeah, go ahead.
So you're talking about the bulbous trichomes and the pistils, right?
You're talking about your pistols, yeah.
Pistols.
So the colors. First, you're talking about the color of the trichomes, like the milky or the amber, and then
now he's talking about the
pistils. Sorry, I just want to talk about like the actual words because you're talking about the hairs.
Okay.
It's old school growing.
Most people,
I'm just new school.
That's
growing.
fine. Most people don't know the technical terms, right?
Yes, which is why I want to tell people.
The bulbous head is where your medicinal compounds are. Very small amount. And it's the stage of that determines when to harvest and what the personal preference is. Do you want something that's give you a coach block and put you to sleep?
No.
Do you want something that's going to give you a very high cerebral high?
Yes.
Harvest now. Or within the next week or two.
Yeah, but that's what it has been suggested, yes.
Right.
Wait another week or two.
Which
I think what Al was asking is when to, like, how do you know when to start flushing the plant? I think was Al's question or something.
Yeah, like I hold on. I watered them on Tuesday. Or sorry, I fed them on Tuesday. They'll get fed again tomorrow.
I don't know if I would feed them tomorrow.
Well, that's why I'm asking.
Because if you wait too long,
I'd definitely be flushing now.
So here's what I use as a cue. And I go out with my little microscope and I check my plants. And I've got an awesome microscope now.
Okay, so let me shut mine off and show me what you think I should look for. Have you got a picture?
I might, but I'll have to get it from my phone to my laptop here.
You can do that the same way I did it, but there's a new thing there. If you go to share, you'll see it's like, I don't know, you've got a version of AirPlay, I'm sure.
What's AirPlay?
I don't know.
There should be an option at the bottom there that says
I can just
share.
email it to me.
Oh, whatever, however you want to do it.
But the problem is finding the picture.
So the problem, Al, is if you feed again and you wait too long, those trichomes can turn amber really quick.
That's why I waited and I didn't feed them today when I got here.
Yes.
Right.
So yeah, like it depends on, like Marcel was saying, the desired effect of your cannabis. If you want something like you do that's cerebral, you don't want to wait until too many of those trichomes go amber, because you still have to wait 7 to 10 days or even 2 weeks before you can harvest it, because you have to flush.
Okay,
and during that time, those trichomes are going to continue to change colors.
I've used the bloom on all 8 of them. I can say 8 now because I have my license.
You don't have a nutrients pen, do you, Al?
What?
You don't have a nutrients pen to measure nutrients of your water, do you?
No, sir. No, sir. But I will tell you this.
Is that a ppm?
I will tell you this.
Or an EC meter, yes.
The water is town water. It actually comes from Hastings, from the waterworks there. And it is tested, and it is drinkable. So, although I'm not using it for drinking water because I'm using recycled pails.
The reason I was asking if you had a nutrients pen was for the fact that you could pour some straight water over your plants so you get some runoff out the bottom, and then wait about 40 seconds. Let that plant run out,
and then try
catch a bunch of that runoff and test it.
Yeah.
And if it's below below 1.0 EC, then you know there's not a whole lot of nutrients left in your media. Okay. So therefore your plants, because outdoors, remember,
here you go.
If you get a lot of rain, it's flushing for you.
Well, we've been getting, and this is why I haven't been worried. First of all, I'm using half strength. Oops, sorry, I did the wrong one, Marcel. I'm using half strength of what the bottle says. And also, it's been raining quite a bit, and so I've been.
Whose picture is that, Marcel's?
Yeah.
I'm waiting for it to come up. There it is.
It's there.
Yes.
All right. So, do you see the trichomes? There's a few little clear ones. Majority of them are all cloudy.
Yes.
And there's one sitting there that's kind of a yellow color.
Yep.
That's the amber.
Okay.
As soon as I see the first amber is when I stop all feeding and start flushing.
Okay, well, I'm going to stop feeding and start flushing. Now, do I flush every day?
Water. It's just water.
Okay, but because
so you added a little extra water than you normally would, so you got water coming out the bottom of your pot.
Okay.
Right.
See, as soon as I see mostly milky, Marcel, I start flushing because I really don't want a lot of amber.
No, I don't either. So by the time this finishes, I'll have less than 10% amber in my head, which is to me an ideal number.
Huh. Learn something new every day.
If you want something that's coach lock and put you to sleep, then you wait till those little hairs on the top turn completely brown.
Well, I just might do that with some of my ice cream cake then, because I'd like to have a little bit. Now, I have to remember to label that shit too, right? Like, I want to experiment. Yes. So now, do you get to
separate your strains?
Do you get a different squish out of the two as well, Marcel?
Yeah, you're going to get different squishes out of individual buds.
Ooh.
See,
I think tomorrow I'm going to go buy a new squisher.
I think the ultimate test is when you harvest half of the plant at like milky trichomes and then let the other one go till Al, I sent you a photo of when the trichomes are too amber, in my opinion. Like like you're saying, Marcel, the couch lock.
Yeah.
Which is interesting because everybody seems to associate sativa and indica with sensations when really you can get those different sensations from the same plant. It just depends on when you harvest.
Yep. Right. If you harvest earlier, you're going to get higher levels of CBG and CBD.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Both have very, very therapeutic effects. But because I convert the majority of all my plant into extract to ingest, which is going to turn into hydroxy 11, it doesn't really matter what it is because I'm consuming the whole plant extract. But to smoke, I don't want coach lock from the joint because I don't stop. I'm always moving, right? So
I don't mind when I'm in that frame. I don't mind a couch lock, but generally I'm using cannabis to get me going, not sit me down on the fucking couch.
Right.
Now, see, that coach lock feeling is what I like because I find it's the only thing that helps control the spasms.
So,
right. And in a case like that, it's ideal for Darcy. He's already in the sitting position, anyways.
But I find I don't get coach lock though.
Darcy, when you harvest, how much percentage do you wait to see before you start to flush? Would it be like 30 to 40?
I like 20. You got to remember that the heads are going to continue to turn amber as your pot's curing.
It's funny, and they go fast too.
Oh yes.
Well, they're degrading, right? They're degrading the CBN. CBN is my friend. I find CBN helps me with my muscle spasms.
I like that. CBN is my friend.
So what are you doing? Nothing. Why not?
Trying to get on this Lifestyle Radio website.
Sounds like a cool website.
Yeah, it's alright. Oh, wait, I might have it.
You might have it.
You're listening to Lifestyle Radio.
The opinions expressed during this show are those of the individual participants and do not necessarily reflect the opinions of their associated organizations or Lifestyle Radio.
Thanks, Al.
You're welcome. I was just running things so that there was not just dead air. Okay, I'm back.
Yeah, but to me, it's an ideal one. Actually, I used to take it to work because it's easier to use than a USB one. Now, Darcy, I don't know. Darcy, I think, is using the USB one at work.
I have it home here, Marcel.
Oh, do you? Oh, so you don't have one at work?
I can't find it right now.
You don't have one at work?
You should talk to your boss about that, Darcy.
You should talk to You should talk to your boss about getting one in there.
Oh, well, technically,
Is that it right there?
That's not it, but that's similar to it. Let me see if I can go find this thing. Yeah. Knowing who it came from is probably...
That's funny. This one says this is Amazon. It says Sky Basic, wireless digital microscope, mini
maybe it's
pocket
just a white one.
How much are they?
How much are they?
This one here is $48.99.
Do me a favor, send me the link.
It's like I said, it's like $50.
But,
well worth the investment.
Marcel?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Technically, if I need to look at something or microscope, I got a microscope next door in the little tiny lab.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right, Darcy. You don't need one.
I'll just go over and use that.
Then he was actually just shopping online to find one for you, and you just talked yourself out of one.
I want a Vortex instead.
Yeah.
Do you know what? The handheld Wi-Fi digital microscope is a hell of a lot easier to clean than that lab microscope.
You get maybe we go to Ontario, Darcy.
Oh, I think
road trip. If you're coming, bring some of those brownies.
Yes.
Or fudge. Bring some of that fudge.
Actually, that's what I was saying about Lyft. Are you guys going to Lyft?
Well,
if
you guys are coming, then we'll go to Lyft.
So here's the interesting thing about Lyft.
Might not be able to go Lyft after the 22nd.
I'll be outside. I'll be outside.
Why?
I'm going. I'll just be outside.
You're not going inside.
Because if you don't have your passport, you won't be able to go in.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And I'm personally not. I don't vaccinated. I'm vaccinated. I don't do that. So all the action happens outside, anyways, right? So.
Well, I'll bring some Darcy Marcel hash.
Hey,
you bring some hash up to them, then make some friends.
You're coming in for Lyft, are you, Len?
We're booked to go to Lyft, assuming the pandemic doesn't fuck it.
When is it?
November.
I don't know, November 17th or something like that? I can't remember. November.
Okay. Yeah, they changed it to November 18th, 19th, 20th.
Well, I will put in for passes for us then. Well, you guys won't need them, but...
No.
Yeah, I ain't going.
I won't.
You're not coming,
I won't
Marcel?
need one either.
What?
You're not coming?
No fucking way.
Marcel, come hang out with us outside.
Yeah.
No, it's not worth the money to go up there to hang out outside.
And remember that passport thingy you just said?
No, the hang out outside.
Well, that too, but
he won't be
able
to
to
get
it.
He would
very
be
likely by that time you'll need a passport to get on the fucking plane.
Yeah, you won't even be able to get on the plane.
No. So here's the crazy thing. Okay, so here's the crazy thing about this vaccination passport. Like, personally, vaccinated, unvaccinated, this should be a concern, okay? I don't know why people are not freaking out about this, but
they should.
As an unvaccinated person, you cannot dine in a restaurant, but you can work in the restaurant.
And you can walk through the restaurant to the patio.
To use the bathroom, yes, or to the bathroom. So you can be the server, but you can't eat there.
Yeah, but what's going to happen?
Like the virus knows, this person's working.
Make people, all those employers will make their staff get it, so it's gonna be a fuck show anyway.
So
Well,
here's what's going to make it worse. There's a group on Facebook, and I'm not going to put the group name out there because I'm just not going to. They're literally have already told everybody exactly what to do. As soon as you go to a business that asks for your passport, vaccine passport.
I'm curious what they say to do.
Get their name, take a picture of the person, and then file a complaint with the Human Rights Commission. They'll give you a file number. Then you go in with the file number on the website and file your complaint.
Wow.
Provincial governments and federal governments cannot intervene on a human rights complaint. So it's a personal to business. Basically, you're going to subject these businesses to thousands and thousands of dollars in fines for basically discrimination, and the government cannot stop that.
That's so sad because, like, these are businesses that have been told that they have to comply or else.
Yeah, I don't know.
And
I don't
they've
know if
been
you're
shut
right,
down
Marcel. Under the
for.
state of emergency, that may not be the case.
Well, either way, the Human Rights Commission's about to get a lot of fucking complaints.
Oh, it's going to be messy, but there's controversy how it actually goes.
There's several lawsuits already being launched in regards to the vaccine passports in Ontario and Nova Scotia, BC. Very likely each province, there's somebody already starting one in each province.
Oh, yeah.
So it's a lot of people that are vaccinated that are pissed off and don't want this passport because of the division that it's creating.
It's creating a division. But
it's creating a major division. This is no different than what was happening in 1936 and 1937.
No, but here's the thing with the passport. Well, what's the fucking number? Everyone said they're looking for a certain number.
Are you talking about tax dollars?
No.
Rent on this? Because I want to know that number.
When does Canada go back to normal?
Well, they've bumped the number up to 90% now.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Back to normal? Do you think they're spending all this money on a passport system for it to ever go away?
Well, no.
Okay, now hold on a sec. Okay,
you were prepared. You were prepared 2 years ago when they started calling it the new normal.
This isn't the first time, guys. This isn't the first time that they've used these so-called passports. Well, going through my mom's stuff, my sister and I found our vaccination passports from when we went to Europe in the 70s. Same fucking shit. You have a stamp.
No, but that's different.
It's not the same
when you're going to another country, you got to abide by that country's rules.
Yeah, but they still do it, is what I'm saying. It's never stopped.
Okay, but there's a difference between those vaccinations and the vaccination that they're trying to flog on everybody now. And the thing is those vaccinations have gone through years and years and years of trials before they were ever released to the market. Not 6 months.
You're a Canadian citizen. You can live and go freely in your country as is. Mm-hmm. If I'm trying to go to Switzerland or China or Dominican Republic, I got to abide by their rules.
Yeah.
So here's a cool thing at the border crossing. If you go to the border crossing, here, even in this border or any border, Quebec, Ontario, whatever, they have no jurisdiction. They can't stop you. All right? They cannot stop you. They cannot detain you for crossing the border because the charter allows that you can travel freely across each border.
You mean through the provinces, not through countries?
Yeah,
not through countries, through the provinces.
Okay. But they actually they arrested somebody for doing that during that, when they said we couldn't go province to province.
They tried here, and it backfired really quick on them.
Well, his name is Chris Sky. Apparently he's causing quite a problem.
I have no idea who he is. Good.
Oh, you should look him up. Yeah.
It's all controversial.
Hey, I just want to say...
In the end, when you go to Supreme Court, the charter will win.
I just want to say one thing. I got my hash pipe.
Oh, cool. I was smoking some of Darcy's hash in my hash pipe last night, and I almost killed myself.
I got 3.5 grams of blueberry, and I really, really, really like it. I usually get a hash when I go get my meds for the month. And
see, I can't get COVID because the amount that I cough off of this hash will clear everything out of your fucking lungs.
The amount I cough off this hash.
Oh, I clogged a whole screen doing it. I was just bored, and I shoved a chunk in my pipe, so I'll be replacing the screen.
Hey, it's a really good expectorant, Marcel.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to have some right now, actually.
But the reason I'm trimming more of this dry ice right now is because I had a jar for somebody, and I might have got into it a little too much. So
fucker.
Now I gotta fucking make sure I gotta replace it.
That's a hell of a strain, that dry ice.
It's really nice, but here's the thing with that dry ice. They say it's a 10 to 12 week strain. I cut mine at 8 weeks, and my buds are bigger and more crystally than them at 10 and 12 weeks.
More of that. That's just being fucking silly. Yeah, Darcy. I like your hash there, buddy. That turned out good.
Well, that's good. Let's hear that.
Oh, I think I got high.
Hey, Darcy, any PEI listeners?
Hope so.
They'll have their hash by Halloween.
Good. Go get some. It'll make Halloween that much better.
Yeah.
And no, it doesn't fucking bubble. That's the process of making it. I just want to throw
that.
Yeah,
educate people. They're fucking donkeys.
Yes.
What?
It's not.
What do you mean it doesn't bubble?
They're confusing bubble and melt.
None of this batch. It does. Well, it's not gonna bubble because if you got more 190 and 160 in it, it's not gonna bubble.
Exactly.
Gonna burn. It's wicked hash. It sells amazing. People love it.
It's also the process how it's made too.
Yes. Yeah. I can. Of course, the 25 micron of this stuff will bubble, and so will the 45. It'll bubble like crazy.
Yeah, we'll charge you $95 for it then.
Exactly. And it's not affordable. But it's not affordable, so this is why it is what it is.
You guys got the perfect blend. $20 a gram.
Yeah.
50%. Perfect. Fuck off.
If you went to the 45 and the 75, not only the amount that you'd be paying in your taxes, because you're still going to be looking at something in 75-80% THC.
Yeah, but it's such like the yield and the amount of work to do it drives the cost way the fuck up.
Oh fuck yeah, definitely. No, I'm hey, right from day one, I was a big fan of blending it all together.
Yeah. No, it's the right amount. It smokes really well, tastes really well. So you're right.
If you want a good balance of something that bubbles like crazy but doesn't clog your screen up, go with a 90 or a 45 micron.
Well, maybe a mix of 90 and 45.
Yeah, 45 will still even clog the screen up because it's pretty melty.
But see, at home, I only bother collecting 3 anyways.
Me too. I do too. I do a 73 because I got a 73 micron bag. That catches everything from 220 down to 73, and then I filter everything out from 73 to 25, and that's what I use. That's what my full mount is.
What's a good bag set cost?
What
was that now?
What's a good set of bags? My internet's getting wonky.
Okay.
Listen, when it comes to hash equipment, no.
Can I throw a plug myself?
I'm going to give a plug because if you're looking for any fucking hash equipment, you got to go to Wacky Willie's.
Wacky Willie's is the shit.
They have the best deals and by far some of the best equipment for making hash for bags.
And the best customer service.
And yeah, their customer service is just fucking outstanding.
We found a little hole in one of our bags, and as soon as we opened it, he didn't even want it. He didn't even want it back, so we're going to send it back to him. He didn't want it back. He just said, "I'll send you another one." And he sent us 2.
Yeah.
Free of charge. So
these are 30-gallon bags.
Yeah, which are awesome.
But full mesh 5-gallon bags are $20 a piece.
Oh no! I'm going with the 50s next year. Fuck the fucking fuck.
No, you're going with 30s.
30s?
You don't even.
Even 30 is going to be rough. You're
Al?
going to need a platform
yeah.
to put one tank up on to drain into the lower tank. You can't lift a bag out of a 30-gallon.
I do every day at work, Al, and it's fucking. It's work.
It'll fucking kill you.
It's work.
You will have a heart attack and die.
Okay.
You will have.
I was wondering what the numbers were.
Promising notes there, Marcel.
Yeah, I'm
footnotes,
just putting that out
so to
for you
speak.
for future reference. If you think you can pull a 50-gallon bag out of a fucking drum, you're going to
Marcel.
die. What?
We could put on his headstone. He was a good man, but he had to lift that bag.
That just sounds dirty.
I'll tell you what you could do, though, is you could get a jack bag or a jack stand and jack the bag up with a hydraulic jack to lift it out and then beat the water out of it.
Why the hell do I have to lift it up? I'm going to cut the tree down and then throw the fucking bag away.
What?
Huh?
It's a different bag. You can't throw that bag away.
We're talking about hash bags, Al.
Oh,
what fucking bag are you talking about?
I'm talking about grow bags. I thought you were talking about grow bags.
We're talking about micron bags, right?
10 minutes. We've been talking about hash. Where did you come up with fucking grow bags?
I've got ADHD, fucker.
Answer the now.
Oh, Al?
You're talking about the micron bag.
We're talking about hash bags.
While I remember, the bag idea that I'm doing with the shopping bag thing that I did with I think there's 3 of them that are in there. I'm not going to do that again.
You're what?
I'm not going to do that. The bags aren't big enough, and the water does not. It drains out the side as opposed to down through.
Any fabric bag, the water will drain out the side.
No. This it doesn't even let it absorb. I have to stand there and fucking,
flood everything.
Yeah.
They'll absorb it out once that bag gets good and wet. Because I use them Screen Sobeys bags, the reusable ones. Now you get for like 25 cents.
That's exactly what I'm using. Yeah.
I'm growing tomatoes in one of them, and you can ask Marcel. I got it out back in a milk crate, and it's growing. It works amazing. But if you let them get too dried out, you have to sit there for like a half hour and water till that bag saturates up the water, and then you're fine.
Do you want some tomatoes, Mary Jane? I got like tons of tomatoes.
Yeah, are you going to bring them?
No, for when you go to visit.
Maybe. We'll see.
To throw at you at Lyft.
Yes, there you go.
I'll be there.
And by the way, just throwing it out there, Darcy could be fully vaccinated by the time this. I'm only one shot away.
Yeah, just to put it out there, Darcy, don't bank on Lyft.
No,
he's waiting for me to post my list of reasons, I think.
Oh, okay.
Now, did they take the Johnson & Johnson off the market completely?
It never got to Canada.
And they renamed them all today.
Yeah, I heard that.
That's interesting. Yeah, I've been doing a lot of research lately. It's funny because the more pressure they put, the more people will consider, right? So I've been trying to research the different types of vaccines because, like I said earlier, there's the mRNA ones, and then there's other ones.
What I can't understand is the logic that people are using or not using.
The illogic. Which logic is this?
The fact that they're not using any simple logic. To me, if you start animal trials on a medication and it kills all the animals, you don't move to human trials, right? They ended animal trials because the animals kept dying. And they moved it to human trials, and people lined up for this. And I'm having a hard time where people are not seeing simple fucking logic.
Well, that was fear. If you remember back last November.
Fear or nothing. If it kills the fucking animals, what's it going to do?
No. What they were doing was everyone were thinking you get COVID, you're a death sentence, right? This is what they're talking about.
Yes, with a 99% survival rate.
Yeah.
It was part fear and part compliance because people wanted their lives back because they held us in this state of prison for so long that people would just like, yeah, I'll take a shot if it means I can go on vacation.
Okay, but here's the problem. What they've done this entire time is they basically dangled a carrot and said, oh, well, if you wear masks, then this will end and we won't have to do this. So everybody complied and wore masks. And then they said, oh, well, we're still getting a lot. So now we're coming out with vaccines. So if we can get the vaccination rate to 70%, then we can let people take their masks off. And as soon as they start getting 70% of vaccinated, they move the carrot. Now we're at 90%.
But now
So
even at 90%, that's not good enough. Even the last 10% is still, they don't get the carrot.
Well, what are they going to move that carrot to try and force compliance of 100%? Or is that going to be their ultimate goal? Because I'll tell you, there's people that are going to take people out with them if this shit keeps up.
I just don't understand. Like, where is the compassion with people? Like, people are getting angry at people, the people that you see in the streets that are like, somebody had said, like, what I had a friend ask me what my vaccination status was. And I said to them, my only response was like, you should know me better than to ask me that question, because I'm not going to answer you whether I am or I'm not. And whether you assume I am or I am not, that is up to you. It's one of those things that you have no right asking me that. You can't ask me if I just got my period.
Yeah, that the problem not the problem. You're right. But what happened is the media scared everyone and scared everyone to shit and basically demonized. Well, you don't care about your name. This is the bullshit messaging. Well, you don't care about me or my neighbor or my kids.
Well, that's the gaslighting that's going on. It's going on all over the place. It's horrible.
What's that?
That's the gaslighting that's going on. People are doing it.
And that's what it is. That they should never have started that. That's the division. Because honestly, I'm okay with people getting the vaccine if they want. I'm okay if they don't want to get the vaccine. It's your choice. You're going to live with the consequences either way. You have to be responsible for your own fucking health and that of your family, not your neighbors. I'm sorry, guys. It's the truth.
If somebody asks me,
some soccer mom telling me that I should do research.
Do your research. You get that a lot.
Well,
right?
the thing that really gets me is the really highly educated people, the lawyers, I'm telling you, the educated people that are bashing ivermectin because it's a horse paste, and like, I just wish that people would just be a little bit more open.
What the fuck do you think acid is? Acid's for horses. People do it all the time.
I thought that was K.
Ivermectin is
Ketamine
really well
or
in
whatever.
India.
Yeah, ivermectin is actually on the list to get into this country. So if you're going to travel from India, you've got to use ivermectin before you travel to Canada. Why? If it's not safe.
I'll tell everybody a pharmaceutical tip. Horse dose ivermectin, not safe for you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, so don't go out and buy the horse paste. Go to the doctor and see if you can get the prescription.
You can't get it. It's blocked.
Not in Canada?
You can't get ivermectin.
Go to the Mexican sites.
They won't let you have it because they don't want you to actually cure yourself and create antibodies. That's the other thing they won't do is they won't do antibody testing.
I thought ivermectin was also good for parasites in humans.
It is. There is an ivermectin.
Actually, also I think used for a cancer treatment too.
So if you went to your doctor and was like, "I think I have parasites,"
yeah, but pharmacies can't get access to it.
They can't order it in for the doctor.
I don't understand. Okay, my kid came home from school the other day, and she says,
"Find a vet." I mean, that's like DMSO. I can't go to Lenny and get DMSO, but I can go to a vet and get DMSO.
Well, you're absolutely right about lack of logic, because my daughter says they have mask breaks at school. I said, "What is a mask break?" She said, we all at any time can, if we feel overwhelmed, can take our mask off, but we need to put our head down like this.
I'd be fucking sleeping all day.
I said to my daughter, I said, what is the fucking point of even wearing the mask during the day? Like the rest of the time, if you're allowed to remove your mask and breathe into your, like, this is where I'm like, where's the logic? My breath is just going to stay in my little, like, how when they put the partitions up at the restaurant, does the virus know that it has to stay in my table? It like, do they know how air works? It like goes up and like, I'm just like,
it stays with you. My virus stays with me until you walk by.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, the barrier ones crack me up, actually. Separating the tables by 6 feet, that's actually not the stupidest idea in the world.
No,
but the barrier, that's fucking dumb. I'm sorry.
How about the fact that I went into a casino with my partner and a security guard or whatever, a person who worked there came over and was standing less than 6 feet away from me to tell me that I had to stay away from my boyfriend, who I walked in the place with. I looked at her, I was like, okay, so now you're in my space telling me to stay away from my boyfriend that I fucked before I came here. Like, how does that make any sense? None.
But why?
None.
For what reason that you'd have to stay away from him? Everybody has to stay away from everybody at the casino?
She said they can't guarantee that we're from the same household. And you have to stay 6 feet apart.
Do you have to have a vaccine passport?
Well, you just told
it's not yet.
So I'm pretty sure you were beside him.
I'll tell you what, this is going to hurt a lot of different businesses, this passport.
There's already been 50 businesses in Kingston that have signed a thing saying we will not comply with this.
There's a lot of businesses that are starting to do that around here because people are already calling them bitch and telling them don't do this. But if you think about it, a lot of times I get lazy during the week and we'll go out a couple times a week and eat in a restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
That's a couple $100.
Well, now you can eat on the patio.
And I usually cook better food at home than I get at out. So I can save all of that money. And that's money in my pocket that they're not going to get.
I would like to take a bet on how long you actually think it's going to like, because I heard, 2 days ago, you guys were announced that you're going to have it too?
Well, no, we were supposed to have a lifting happening here soon, but now they've extended the state of emergency as of today because a bunch of cases in a Mennonite community went up.
Well, I can't see the cases going down.
They weren't saying what group of people it was because they didn't want any backlash on them.
It's no backlash. I mean, they're a community-based community.
They're tight-knit.
They are tight-knit. If they were going to have a virus infection that would go through a community, it would be some community as tight-knit as that.
Also because they don't believe in vaccine and they'll never get a vaccine.
Yeah, but the vaccine doesn't stop you from fucking getting it.
No, I know.
In a tight-knit community. It's the same as masks. I shared a video the other day that was hilarious from a painter that paints latex paint.
Hey,
he wore two masks.
Marcel, if there was a 99.997% chance that you would shit yourself every day, would you wear a diaper?
No, I won't. The same as the mask is stupid. Now, New
Did you say a 99.9% chance you're gonna shit? There's not a 99.9%. Oh, I see you. I was gonna say if there was that much percent, I would wear one.
Well, you're trying to say, Darcy, if there was a 0.01% chance you were gonna shit yourself.
Okay.
If there's a 99% chance I'm gonna shit myself, yes, I am.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dale asked questions here in the chat.
Oh yeah, a 90 bag.
You guys don't run a 90 bag. No, I don't. I run a 75.
So did you?
I let my 90 win my 75, and then I collect my 33.
I run 90 at work though.
Yeah.
Jersey.
And he runs 45.
That you can't be saying.
But he's already said he runs 45 and 25.
So, did you guys hear the most recent in the
What
news?
you do at home, you can say.
That's what I mean.
What's the most recent in the news?
We have to get a button for you.
Put Darcy on a 5-second delay.
Yeah, Darcy button.
What's the latest news, Mary Jane?
That we're running out of hospital beds. We're running out of beds.
From what?
That's true.
So you guys could verify this,
COVID.
but do you know what it means when the hospital is running out of beds? Like, do you know what that actually means?
What?
So, like, the assumption is that all the hospital beds are full, right?
No, not for me.
I see Hillary's answered it.
Yeah.
No nurses.
He's right. No, there's no beds.
Because you've
can't-
got to have
it's both.
one.
It's full and nurses.
Right. You have to have one nurse for so many beds.
Yes.
Right.
So
in a hospital. So if you have a patient in 4 beds and you have one nurse responsible for 4 patients, all right, then the next 4 patients have one nurse. The next 4 patients have one nurse. The next 4 patients have one nurse. The problem is because there's such a shortage of nurses in this province, all provinces really, because the health system fucked up a long time ago. And what they should have done is they should have offered free education for doctors and nursing. You don't pay for tuition, but you sign a contract for 5 years. You're going to work at this hospital.
Cool.
All right. So and you do that every year for 5 years. You have nurses and doctors that don't have student debt and aren't looking for fucking high-paying jobs in the U.S. or private clinics. It's a simple solution, but it's not one that they'll fucking do because they're stupid.
Yeah, but in the end, you just got to pay them. There's a lot of other money that we waste in provinces in the country.
Oh, hell yeah.
The world is called supply and demand. You need more doctors, you need more nurses. You're going to have to fucking pay them.
That's right.
It is what it is.
So I have a question.
The reason you have to pay them is they've got to pay back exorbitant amounts in student loans and shit.
So my question after the discussion of the no beds is, what do you think is going to happen if a lot of these healthcare professionals opt out of getting said mandatory vaccine and don't end up working?
Most of them are getting them.
But there's I
love how Lenny's just like, yeah, most of them are getting them. Mm-hmm.
No, they are, because honestly, they're not going to be allowed to work. They have no choice.
But that's the thing. There are tons of nurses that are protesting.
There's a lot, but you're really talking about me. I'm just picking a number out of my ass, but I think you're only getting 10% that are protesting.
Okay, so guess what? The entire country has a shortage of nurses, and you're about to lose another 10%.
It's enough. Yeah, it's enough that the media is going to spin it.
That means another 10 to 20% of patients will not have access to hospitals because there won't be in beds.
And how is that going to look good on COVID?
Not the country, though. The U.S. will do it, too. The thing is, it's I don't want to call it a conspiracy, but they're all doing the same shit. It's either you're going to be a nurse with a vaccine or you're not. You're going to be not a nurse. You're going to be not a doctor.
But Lenny, this is what I'm saying. Now, like Marcel, we're going to lose 10% of our nurses, and what is the media going to blame it on?
No, the media. See, the problem is the media is pro-vaccine, right? So it is what it is. But no, as a pharmacist, the same thing, right? Well, if you're not allowed to work without a vaccine, it's like I gotta get the fucking vaccine or get another job, right?
No, wrong.
No,
wrong.
You could actually get a lawyer.
Yeah, but listen, guy. Let's talk reality. When's that going to go to court? When am I going to get that sentence? Oh yeah, by the way,
let's find out.
I already lost my house in the meantime.
Lenny, let's find out reality. Because let's talk about it, because my father is 70 years old, just turned 70 this year, works for the city of Toronto, and is 100% refusing to get this vaccine. Does not matter if they're threatening his job. He's already been in touch with the union. He's already been in touch.
No, that's his choice.
We're gonna have a story, I tell you, because he said, I used to work for the union, and if my last couple of years here is a fight, it'll be interesting.
Oh no, everyone has their
so
choice.
we'll find out.
Oh no, people can have there will be people that are going to fight it, but myself,
I know you took it because you wanted to
house,
travel.
I have but I have a house, 2 kids. Like if my college should have had to do it, I did it anyway. Because honestly, I made my choice. I did it.
And he wanted to travel.
Yep.
And that's
what he said. Yeah.
Travel, but
I totally respect his
that's
choice.
Cool. Yeah.
But there is, like I say, I also looked at the data. Like I didn't do it right away. I didn't jump out in January, February. I think I did mine in April. And I did the math. I was like, okay, there's about 20-some million, 30 million doses now. I'm a little bit more comfortable. But it's still my choice. But I'm also not stupid that, yes, there was a risk of blood clots. There was a risk of other side effects.
Especially since it was recalled the day after he got his shot.
Yeah, that was not a good feeling. I remember that.
That was a stressful week.
I knew it was fine. It's
Yeah.
rare. It is rare. But
Yeah,
again,
but-
I was also educated enough that I'm aware of the risk.
Mhm.
And that's the part that bothers me is the message. It's safe and effective. No, it's pretty safe and it's pretty effective. Let's not make it. I just don't like the messaging. I just call a spade is all it is. Like I'm actually okay for people getting the vaccine if they want it, but I'm also okay if they don't want
Hey, it's personal choice.
It should be between the patient and the physician and making their choice what's best for them. And that's the problem I have.
Forced
Forced
to
is
make
wrong.
a choice
Forced is wrong.
with
I hate
angling a passport in front of you is what's really wrong.
Is anybody paying attention to the time?
I saw it.
Yeah, fuck it, we're having fun.
Okay, okay, keep going. I don't care.
Are we allowed
But
to
it's
go
not very
outside?
cannabis related. Other than cannabis
Why not?
actually does work.
Hey, I did hear, if you were a cannabis consumer or had O-type blood, or was it O neg, or were
I haven't heard
negative?
anything with the blood.
No, I did hear the O-type blood. You're less
really?
susceptible to
Now
get
they're-
it.
They're blaming the blood now. Al sent one today that I found was fucking hilarious.
In the end, anything that helps your immune system is going to help you survive or deal with the COVID. Omega-3 fish oils is starting to get data. Vitamin D, we already know. Quercetin has an effect on the cytokine storm. CBD has an effect on the cytokine storm. Again, THC may have some effect, they claim. On the spike protein attaching. Like anything that's going to reduce inflammation, it's going to give you better odds of health. Simple as that. But that's not even just COVID. That's also not having a heart attack, not having cancer. Not like reducing inflammation is good.
Oh, this article that Al shared today was a cannabis one, and its study finds link between cannabis use and heart attacks in young people.
Yeah, I saw that this morning. Yeah.
Right? And it's very short, so I'm going to read the whole thing, and then I'm going to point out the alarming part. Or not alarming part, but the part of interest. A new Canadian study shows the risk of heart attacks nearly doubles among adults under the age of 45 who use cannabis more than 4 times a month. Researchers say the findings don't prove that cannabis causes heart attacks, but the study serves as a reminder that it is not a harmless substance. All right? So let's just throw this context out. Over the last 2 years, the people in that age group of under 45 have been the most stressed fucking people in the world. You don't think the heart attacks went up because of a bit of stress?
No, but I still call bullshit. No fucking
4
way.
times a month. Oh my God. He uses cannabis once a week.
Give me the alcohol study, motherfucker. Give me the smoking study.
Yeah.
Put it in context. But I call horseshit on that one.
Oh, I forgot to watch that one. I'll send a YouTube link.
I thought you were going to say Al sent you the article about the 1,000 cannabis stores in Ontario now.
I did.
Are
You
they
got 1,000?
Yeah, we're at now probably over.
The number is
I saw-
1,000 now. Yep.
Is it? I
Or
saw
over.
that.
Yep.
I saw that a lot of the dispensaries are
basically up in arms and probably taking them to court over having to have the opaque storefronts.
Interesting.
You remember we were talking about that? We were talking about that a couple of weeks ago, Marcel. One of the stores, I think it was one of the Cannabis stores, decided to remove any and all sales stuff from the floor and remove the window covers so that people could just see right in because there's nothing there for them to see.
Oh, nice.
So they've removed all of the advertising is basically what they've done. They've taken all the advertising out of the window.
Well, honestly, it is bad for the store to have their windows frosted because, if they did have a robbery, nobody could even see in the store.
Well,
exactly, and that's what they're using as their biggest argument, and it's a justifiable argument. In all honesty,
we had to have the front of the lounge. We had curtains in the thing, and Paula had curtains in the dispensary. I think that when Village was robbed, kid walked in, hopped over the counter with a gun, somebody got shot, and he left. I don't even know if they caught the guy. But I know that now that Conrad's open again there, legally now, he's got the big window open now all the time and everything. So, I mean, you can see right in.
Yeah. And because of that reason, nobody could see in during the robbery.
Yeah.
Well, and a lot of these new dispensaries are not cannabis people, and they're just a business starting a business. Salesmen. And like I went into one. Okay, their back room the door was open, not supposed to be open. All their product was all on the shelf. Not me, but anybody could have just walked in there. There's no cameras. Like, I didn't see any friggin' cameras. There's the closest police station's half an hour away. Like, I'm like, this is bad. And there's another one opening up.
It was a legal one?
2 stores. Yeah. There's one opening up two doors down, almost like right beside, in the town of Sterling. Like, we're talking, I don't even know. I think the population on the sign actually includes some of the livestock because they wanted to seem like a bigger town.
Well, this is great conversation. We should go to overtime because we missed a few weeks, but I got to go to bed.
Yeah, I got to go too.
I got to get up
go look at the moon and how
Darcy already left us.
Yeah, he just sneaked out. All right, so let me do the thing here. Say goodnight, peoples.
Good night, people.
Good night, kids.
You're listening to the randomness that is 420radio.com. Sorry, that's 420radio.ca. Powered by ADHD and fueled by Cannabis.
So what are you doing? Nothing? Why not?
Yeah, it was random shit tonight.
Sounds like a cool website. Yeah, it's alright. You might have it.
You're listening to Lifestyle Radio.
The opinions expressed during this show are those of the individual participants and do not necessarily reflect the opinions of their associated organizations or Lifestyle Radio.
Do we always have an applause before?
No, I just threw it in
there. That's fucking awesome. I love that.